Well, hello there, and again, happy holidays is coming up soon. All right, first of all, remember there's 3 things you have to remember about Miss Tasha. Okay, first of all, I love purple, and so that's why, even though it's all about Santas and everything, I had to have purple. And of course, my purple thing and my purple water. Oh my gosh, chocolate! I love chocolate. And my wonderful voice, which you can't forget. Okay, so the first story I'm going to read is really a cute little one. And of course, Miss Tasha's going to have trouble because of her thumb, but we'll try to make it through. It's called Christmas in Blue's Room by Lauren Silverheart, illustrated by Karen Crane, designed by Nicholas Scasia in 2006. Publisher is Simon Schuster Children's Publishing Division. All right, here we go. Put you over here so they can get it. All right. Hi, do you know what today is? It's Christmas. I love Christmas. The tree, the lights, the presents, and the holiday spirit. Hey, what do you like best about Christmas? Okay, let's see. Oh, we can string popcorn. What about this one? We can hang stockings. Okay, what about this one? Lights that glow just like me. That's what the candle says. Well, Rory-saurus loves the decorations, I know. Let's decorate together. First, we have to find some decorations. Will you help us? Let's open this one. Look what I found. Some ornaments. Okay, this looks great. Isn't that a cute? See the popcorn string? But Polka Dot says that the tree is missing something. What could it be? See, I can't open it with my thumb here, you guys. This is what's so bad. Oh, well, that's good, though. That's nice, but it's still not what we need. What is it that we need? I know. Let's play Doodle Doodle. Guess what, Doodle Board, to figure out what we need to finish decorating our tree. Doodle, 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 guess. What is it? Well, it's a star. A star is what's missing from the tree. They need a star at the top. Okay. Well, do you know what else is great to do at Christmas? Make homemade presents. Do you see some crayons and juice pop sticks and some glue and that we can use? Okay, let's see. Yep, there they are. Okay. All right. Frederica says that what she likes best about Christmas is generosity. I'm not sure I know what generosity means. I know. Let's look it up in the dictionary. Are you ready? If I can get it down here. Here we go. All right. Generosity means giving or sharing to make someone else feel happy. Isn't that nice? Yep. Gotta get in here. This is... All right, here we go. Well, let's be generous by leaving a present for Santa. What do you think we should give him? How about some milk to go with the cookies? Don't forget Santa's special mug. Oh, and the milk. Very good. All right. Do you know what else I love about Christmas? Giving presents. And I have presents for all of you. Open them, every one. Okay, the first one is the purple one. I got to open up that one first. Okay, that one. Oh, thanks, Blue. That's my favorite color. See, good thing they like purple too. Okay, what's this one? Oh, wow! It's a crown. Okay, what is the dinosaur get? Thanks, Blue. You are so generous. He got earmuffs. Oh, boy. Man, this is killing me. What's that? A present for me? Oh, what? Oh, wow. I love you guys. And look, it's snowing. This is the best Christmas ever. Do you know what I love best about Christmas? Is spending it all with you. Let's see what he gets. The best stories. I love it. That's neat. Here's a Christmas present for you. A holiday hug. Let's all have a holiday hug. Give yourself a big holiday hug. Merry Christmas, Love Blue. Isn't that a cute one? Yes. I hope you all are giving yourself a hug. Alright, now, this is a repeat from last year. Oh, wait a minute. Da-da-da-da. I should have had this one on. Okay, here we go. Ta-da, there we go. This is a repeat from last year. This is called Up on the Housetop. Yeah, because he's going down in the chimney. It's, believe it or not, this is by Gene Autry. He's a country singer from many, many, many years ago. Your parents will probably know, or your grandparents. It's illustrated by Bob Kohler. The copyright is 2010. Publisher is Hallmark Books, a division of Hallmark Cards Incorporated. Now, if you were live, I would have different kids come up and they would touch the ornament ball and everything, and then you're going to see what these darling things do. Ready? It says, ready or not, here we come. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to sing this. Up on the housetop, reindeer's paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus.
Careful, Santa, this roof is slippery.
Oh, nonsense. I've done this a million times.
Okay, whose turn is it to get him out of the bushes? Not me. I did it last time.
Down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for little ones' Christmas joys. Uh-oh, there's a fire in the fireplace. Ready?
Oh, somebody left a fire in the fireplace, and now I've ruined another pair of pants.
Mrs. Claus is gonna yell at you.
These are very silly reindeer. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, click, click. Gotta do hard.
Down to the chimney with me, Saint Nick.
Okay, good. First comes the stocking with of little Nell. Oh, dear Santa, fill it well. Give her a dolly that laughs and cries. One that can open and shut her eyes. And of course, they have to be a pink one.
Aw, that's so cute. I wonder if that comes in a baby reindeer version. Dude, check online. They got like everything.
Next comes the stocking of little Will. Oh, just see what a glorious fill. This is why this is a very old song. Here is a hammer and lots of tacks. Also a ball and a whip that cracks.
Hey, this is a nice whip. Think I'll give it a try.
Not in the house, Santa.
Oops. My bad.
Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Up on the housetop, click, click, click.
Santa, that's your line.
Oh, yeah. Down to the chimney with me, Saint Nick. Sorry.
All right, now, again, if you were here with me, I would have your teacher pick 3 people to come up and, because you know what happens? It says, whatever you do, don't push the red button. And sometimes when people say, whatever you do, you're not supposed to do it, what do you want to do? You want to do it. All right, so, are you ready? Here is number 1. Oh, this is a bad one. Ready?
I can't believe you pushed the button. You know what this means? You're on your naughty list. You're on your naughty list.
Because see, you weren't supposed to do the button. Okay, the second time.
Oh no, they pushed the button. Uh-oh. So now what happens? Apparently nothing. So it's just an extra button? Well, that's a letdown.
And the last one.
I'm sorry. You pushed the button that is no longer in service. You get it. So please make another selection. And have a nice day. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my goodness, they are so silly. They are so silly. Okay, now. right.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Ta-da. The next one. Oh my goodness. Are You Grumpy Santa? It's by and illustrated by Greg and Evan Spiridelius. Its copyright is 2003 by Jib Jab Media Incorporated. It's published first Hyperion paperbacks in 2006. Okay. Oh my word. You won't, boy. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard the story about the Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Well, this is Santa's very, very bad time. Are you ready? We know Santa's jolly, but there's something else worth knowing. There are times when even Santa doesn't feel like ho-ho-hoing. If you've never heard this story, you might be quite surprised. It's about a grumpy Santa who became ungrumpified. One night while Santa slept, dreams of Christmas in when Santa slept, dreams of Christmas in his head, a giant snore from Mrs. Claus blew him out of bed. He rolled across the bedroom floor, ouchie, ouch, oh! And then tripped over a bowling ball and stubbed his little toe. Oh no. Well, he was tired and his toe hurt, but he hopped into the tub. My big round jelly belly sure could use a soapy scrub. But when he turned the shower knob, ah! This water's freezing! He jumped out of the bathtub, now sniffling and sneezing. The elves defrosted Santa by the edge of the small fire and tried to warm his favorite Santa suit inside the dryer. Look what they did to the Santa suit. But the dryer shrank the suit, so they made a little switch and replaced it with a woolly one that made him scratch and itch. Oh, jeez. I love his underpants. Well, at breakfast, things got worse. There must be some mistake. What happened to my waffles, pancakes, sausages, eggs, and steak? I want you on a diet. You're so handsome when you're thin. A grouchy Santa mumbled, today I just can't win. That's all he has is just some fruit, a little bit of fruit. Oh no, that's not going to work. Okay, there I go again with my hands. That thumb is really bothering me, guys. Here we go. Santa grabbed his gifts and headed out the door. But his fleet of flying reindeer, look at them, weren't where they belonged. When he finally found them, he shouted out, "Oh no! The reindeer have been buried hoof to antler in the snow!" Well, the reindeer was still frozen as they flew out of control. They almost crashed the speeding sleigh into the striped North Pole. "Hold steady!" Santa yelled as he unfolded his map. Then a giant gust of wind blew and stole poor Santa's cap. Now he doesn't even have a cap. At the first home on his house on his list, Santa found no change of luck. He jumped into the chimney, but his belly got him stuck. He wiggled side to side, then gave a mighty push. He fell into the fireplace and sprained his chubby tush. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, in Paris, he was chased by a tiny growling poodle. In Italy, he slipped upon a rigatoni noodle. He was nearly trampled by a bull in beautiful Pamplona, and he bumped into a Christmas tree in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, that's a cactus. Oh my gosh. At the last house on his list, near the point of full despair, he tripped over a toy train and flew it in the air. Oh my gosh. And it flew up in the air. He grabbed the chandelier, then heard the ceiling crack. Poor old Santa tumbled down and landed on his back. I'm tired. My toe hurts. I'm hungry and I'm freezing. My wool suit is so itchy. I'm sniffling and sneezing. My head got a bump. My tush is wrapped in gauze. I can't take this anymore. He's really grouchy. I'm a grouchy Santa Claus! Then suddenly he saw it next to the Christmas tree. He walked over to inspect it, belly grumbling hungrily. It was a card for Santa, painted on a wreath, and when he picked it up, he found some cookies underneath. As he read the note inside, his heart did nearly pause. We made you all these cookies 'cause we love you, Santa Claus. Look at the smile. Santa smiled and took a bite. The lesson was quite clear. When people do nice things for you, the grumpies disappear. Santa flew into the night, the winter moon aglow. He felt so good, he shouted out a heavy ho, ho, ho! So remember, make them chocolate, silky smooth, extra lumpy, or just extra lumpy. Just be sure to live some cookies in case Santa's feeling grumpy. Okay. No, that's a good one. All right. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Is this right? Yeah, there we go. All right. So now, this one is The Mouse Before Christmas. What you say? It's written and illustrated by Michael Garland. Copyrights 1997. Puffin Books, publisher by the Penguin Group Books for Young Readers. And this is a cute one, because this little mouse has a good time, guys. Has a really good time. Okay. Well, on the night before Christmas, there was a young mouse, see, there he is, who was stirring and whirring all around the house. He longed to see Santa, that jolly old soul, so he stayed awake late and then crept from his hole. Out on the kitchen, Mouse stacked up a treat, chocolate chip cookies for Santa to eat. He made not a sound as he hurried and scurried, but Puss was asleep, so he needn't have worried. Now on to the fireplace. Mouse gave a sigh. Though the cookies were heavy, he held the plate high. Next, where to hide, Mouse looked around quick, snug in a pot that could spy on Saint Nick. Oh no! Mouse waited and wondered and almost dozed off until hoofbeats and sleigh bells came from aloft. From out of the fireplace, bang, crash, and tumble, popped merry old Saint Nick in a heap and a jumble. Even the cat woke up. Mouse was delighted his wish had come true. But what now, he wondered. What more could he do? As Nick stuffed the stockings, which started to sag, Mouse tippy-toed near for a peek in his bag. Soon Santa was done, time to hurry away. He snatched up his sack and sprung out on his sleigh. With a swoosh and a swish, Mouse was bundled inside. But down in the darkness, there was no place to ride. It's stuffy, it's crowded, Mouse started to shout as he squeezed, wiggled, and he scrambled to find a way out. There he is. He soon spied a place to poke his head free. Then he beheld all around him the sight splendid to see. He was high above earth in the winter night sky, streaking past stars in a sleigh that could fly. Mouse loved this new feeling, and when he looked down, for a distance below shone the lights of his town. Onto rooftops, down chimneys, old Santa did race. Mouse marveled the reindeer could keep up this pace. They soared past high mountains, skimmed low near a river. The twists, dips, and turns set his tummy a quiver. See, there he is, watching. Over bridges and castles and towers they flew. The rooftops of London gave Mouse a great view. Thrilling slaves waited for each foreign land. In Holland the windmill by moonlight looked grand. Oh my goodness, he's even in Egypt. Mouse never had imagined a world so wide. He lost control of the wonders he'd seen on this ride. And there's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And there is the Eiffel Tower. And there is, what is it? Statue of Liberty. Crossing cities and countries over desert and sea, past the Sphinx and two towers and Miss Liberty. At the end of the night, at the very last house, Santa peeked in his sack. Why was this? A young mouse. Mouse was so startled he feared he'd just squeak. "Oh," said Santa, "I'm sorry for sneaking this ride, but your bag was so tempting I climbed in for a ride." Look at Santa just chuckled. "Little friend, don't you worry. Hop on my hat. You'll be home in a hurry." Mouse clung to the fringe. The wind chilled his face. The rocket-like sleigh zoomed and hurtled through space. Back home, safe and sound, there were presents for all. The one Mouse liked the best was the hat marked size small. Then Santa crouched down till his beard touched the floor. His friends waved goodbye. The friends waved goodbye through the little front door. It was late at night. Mouse was ready for bed, but he wanted to try his new hat on his head. It was just the right size, not too big, not too small. A hat just like Santa's. Mouse felt proud and tall. Mouse snuggled down, letting dreams fill his eyes, hearing words meant for him from a voice deep and wise. If you do all the things that a good mouse should do, don't be surprised when your wishes come true. Merry Christmas, dear mouse. Merry Christmas. And he has a book, Mouse on the Moon. I know. And of course, they're having fun with roller skates and oh my, and boat and everything. They're having fun for everything. All right. Next one. Now I have to go back to my elf one. Okay. Gotta go back to the elf one. I shouldn't have had that one on earlier, but that's okay. Okay. Now this book is beautiful. The illustrations are absolutely outstanding. This is the Elves and the Shoemaker, and believe it or not, this is retold from the Brothers Grimm. They wrote many, many, many fairy tales. And it's illustrated by Jim LaMarche. And it is a beautiful book, guys. Beautiful book. Alright, here we go. There was once a good shoemaker who, through a spell of bad luck, had become very poor. Finally, he had just enough leather to make one last pair of shoes. "Still, it is my finest piece of leather," said his wife, "as soft as butter, yet strong as your hands. Tonight, dear wife, I will cut the leather." And then the shoemaker said, "The first thing in the morning, I will sew the shoes." Wow. The next morning, when the couple went into the workshop, they were flabbergasted by what they found. There on the workshop stood two shoes, perfectly finished, not a stitch out of place. But how? Sputtered the shoemaker. His wife could only stare. Then there a dandy gentleman came into the shop. "What magnificent shoes! Please, I must try them on." He was so pleased that they fit perfectly. He paid double for them, for the price. Now the shoemaker had enough money to buy leather for two more shoes. Okay, and there's the cat watching all this. Okay. Now on this one, he's cutting out the leather. There's the cat. There's one little elf. There's the other little elf. They're watching. Again that evening, the shoemaker cut out the leather for the shoes and went to bed. Once again in the morning, there were the shoes finished. Buyers were not lacking for these either. And as before, they were so pleased that they paid double the price. Now the shoemaker had enough for 4 pairs of shoes. The next morning, just as before, the shoes were already made. On it went. Whatever the shoemaker cut out in the evening, it was finished by the morning. Soon, news of the splendid shoes spread through the village, and the shoemaker and his wife were no longer poor. Isn't that nice? Now, see up there? There is the elves way up there. I know they're watching. They're watching. The dog knows it. The dog's looking up there. Well, one evening, not long before Christmas, as the shoemaker cut even more leather for shoes, his wife spoke. "Dear husband, who has made us so rich? What if we were to stay up tonight and see who comes to our shop?" Well, the shoemaker agreed. So that night they lit a small lamp in the hall just behind their coats, and they waited. So you can see them. There's their feet. Okay, so then it says, they were poorly, and sure enough, 2 tiny small children with a scuttle of little feet picking their way to the workshop. They were poorly shod. They were only ragged sacks for warmth. "Elves," said the shoemaker's wife, whispered. Oh, there they are. They're climbing up. The tiny elves tiptoed across the room and climbed up onto the table. Then, humming and whistling, they began to stitch and sew and hammer so quickly with their little fingers that the shoemaker and his wife could not believe their eyes. Oh, aren't they cute? Look at that. There's the little girl and there's the little boy. And see their elf ears? See, like I have on. The elves did not stop until the shoes were finished and stood lined up on the table. Sturdy riding boots, delicate slippers, feather-light dancing shoes, and heavy clogs for work. Then the elves tiptoed out of the workshop. So there they go. See, they just have a coffee sack on there. And see the cat's watching them, and and the little elf is telling the kitty cat to be quiet. Well, the next morning the wife said, "The little elves has made us rich. We must give them something in return. They run with so little, and they must be freezing. I will make warm dress and pants and knit each one of them a pair of stockings, and I shall be happy to make them each a pair of fine shoes," said the shoemaker. They went right to work, and in the evening they had laid the presents on the workshop. Then, like before, they hid behind the coats and they waited. Look at their outfit. Isn't that darling? At midnight, the elves quietly slipped into the shop, ready for another night's work. But instead of piecing leather together, they found their beautiful presents. At first, they were too astonished to move. Then they hugged the new warm clothes and quickly put them on. They're having fun watching them do that, yes. Look at them. They even had donuts, probably hot cocoa too. When they were dressed, they leaped and bounded the room singing, "Now we're elves so fine to see, no longer cobblers we will be." They jumped over chairs and raced around the shop, and finally out the door, the click-clack of their new shoes echoing down the streets. There they go. See, there's their shadow. From that time on, the little elves were not seen again, but the shoemaker and his wife lived a long and happy life. Isn't that nice? But yes, they are. There they are. They're hiding up there. I know. Isn't that fun? All right, you are not going to believe the finale. Oh, my goodness gracious, guys. You are not going to believe this. Okay. And you're going to dance to this tree, just to let you know at the end, so good luck. All right. This is the biggest Christmas tree ever by Stephen Kroll, illustrated by Jim Bassett, copyright 2009, publisher is Scholastic Books. Your challenge is going to be doing the friendship story on the back. Because Clayton and Desmond became friends while they were looking for a Christmas tree. Who is your best friend? How did you meet? I want you to draw a picture showing how you and your best friend met for the first time. Then give it to your best friend. That is your challenge. See if you can do that, okay? Here we go. This is a fun book. You aren't going to believe the size of that tree. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. If I can get to it. Here we go. Do you have a Christmas tree in your house? I hope you do. That night, Clayton helped his mom and dad and brother Andy and his sister Trudy make a special cheese casserole and nut pie for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, over at Desmond's house, Desmond and his brother Morris helped Uncle Vernon fix a big pot of vegetable stew and cheesecake. Everyone ate too much, and after dinner, Clayton's grandma and grandpa sat in the living room holding their tummies and grumbling. And Desmond's cousins from across the road, they stretched out on Uncle Vernon's sofa and they took a nap. Does your family have any Thanksgiving traditions? I hope they do. Well, the following morning, Clayton woke up early. He wanted to be the first at Clara's Christmas tree farm at the edge of town. That way he would have his pick of the biggest trees. Well, over at Desmond's house, Desmond tumbled out of bed and thought the same thought. Well, Clayton hurried over to Clara's, but it was hard to go that very fast. He was still too full of Thanksgiving dinner. By the time he reached the Christmas tree farm, he was out of breath. He looked around. No one else was there. Moments later, Desmond arrived. He too was full of Thanksgiving dinner, and he too had found it very hard to hurry. He took a deep breath and stumbled inside. Why was it hard for Clayton and Desmond to hurry to the Christmas tree farm? They were still full from Thanksgiving. I bet you everybody on Friday after Thanksgiving were like that. Well, Clayton wobbled down the hill of rows, and he saw one, but it was too small. Then he saw another one, it was too squat. Then he saw a crooked one at the top. Over there was a third, but it was average height and had big gaps between the branches. Struggling down another row, Desmond was having the same problems. Do you remember what kind of tree Clayton and Desmond are looking for? What are they looking for? The biggest Christmas tree. Well, Clayton leaned against a tree. It was scrawny and not very tall. I'll never find that tree I want. I better go home. But not far away, Desmond said, I think I'll find the tree I want. I'll never find the tree I want. I want to go home. Have you ever felt disappointed like Clayton and Desmond? What makes you feel, what do you think makes them feel that way? Because they wanted something special and they just couldn't find it. Well, when Clayton reached his house, it was only in the middle of the morning, but he was still so full that he went back to bed and went into sleep. Well, when Desmond reached his house, he was still too full and he went back to bed. Why do you think Clayton and Desmond will do next? Think they're going to find that perfect tree? You think so? Huh? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Clayton woke up for lunch and spoke to his dad. Go out this afternoon and walk to the far edge of the Christmas tree farm. The biggest trees are there. When Desmond woke up for lunch, his Uncle Vernon told him the same thing. Okay. So that afternoon, Clayton went out at the very same time Desmond did too. Clayton walked to the far edge of the Christmas tree town and he saw a big tree after another, but none of them, they looked bigger, they were biggest Christmas trees you've ever seen. But down on the other path, Desmond was having the same bad luck. This story takes place in the fall. How can you tell? Can you name some of the 3 seasons? Can you name the other seasons? This is in the fall. What comes after fall? Winter. And then what comes next? When all the flowers start growing? Spring. And then when it gets really hot? Summer. Starting to lose hope, Clayton peered around a thick trunk. Desmond peered around the same thick trunk. They bumped heads and they fell down. I bet you're looking for the biggest Christmas tree ever, said Clayton. I bet you're looking for the biggest Christmas tree ever, said Desmond. Why don't we find it together? No one said we couldn't, said Desmond. Can you see it? I can see it. Look at the picture. Which Christmas tree is the biggest? That's easy, huh? They set out through the rows of trees. They looked and looked until it was almost dark. Just as they were ready to give up, there was the Christmas tree that was so big and so tall, it reached to the sky. How will we cut it down? Clayton asked. It's much too big for the two of us. Where will we put it? Desmond said. It won't fit in your house or mine. Our families will help us. They said together. And that's exactly what happened. Clayton's dad and Uncle Vernon came out with their axes and the help of Clayton and Desmond. They dropped the giant tree. Oh my word, you guys, look at all the people helping. Both families called on friends and relatives, and together they loaded the tree. 100 red wagons, little tiny red wagons, and they pulled it to Clayton's front yard. They decorated it with the most wondrous ornaments and colored lights. Oh, and on Christmas Eve, with all Mouseville celebrating around it, the biggest Christmas tree ever lit up the entire hillside. Clayton and Desmond shared a high five. We did it, said Clayton. All of us together, said Desmond. Okay, gonna take a quick break, gonna stand up, and you are gonna dance to this Christmas tree, okay? Okay, you have to do exactly what Miss Tasha does, okay? And you are gonna love this hat. If I can find where I have to turn it on. Where do I turn it on? Dang it. Where is it? Oh, there, it's way down here. Okay, here we go. Try it again. Here we go. Well, there. Okay, third time to turn. Here we go. Move those hands. Ready? Jump! 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 Jump the other way. Now roll your hands. Now the center. Now the other way. Everybody down. Everybody up. Roll. Roll. Ready? Everybody up? Ready? Merry Christmas! Wasn't that fun? I know. I think that's hysterical. All right, that's all for this month. I hope you all have a very magical Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye-bye.